Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I've got my pickup experience here from the Barrie Game Exchange, which just happened this past Sunday. Absolutely phenomenal show. Thanks again to Chris and the other organizers of that event that just put on a phenomenal show. Like, as usual, and I said this before, I think in a previous video, if there were any like hiccups or problems or anything like that, it was absolutely unknown on the floor because everything seemed to run really smoothly there. There wasn't a whole lot of congestion, but there was tons of people. He squeezed in so many more tables and so many, more vendors kind of thing this time around. But it didn't seem any more cramped or, any less space than the last time. So, I mean, that just goes to the, epic amounts of planning that they did, because the floor layout was absolutely perfect for, wandering around and checking out deals and everything like that. So, another thing I wanted to mention though, after that event, Bill from STC Pod put on a barbecue at his place that he called the Billbecue, and that was an amazing experience as well. Got to go over to his place. We were hanging out on his deck in his yard kind of thing, and he cooked up some burgers and sausage and all this kind of great stuff. I think there's some hot dogs there as well, and everything was just wonderful. So it was really nice to hang out with a whole bunch of Cartridge Club members at that barbecue. It was really tons of fun. Thanks Bill for inviting everybody over and giving us a chance to hang out maybe off the show floor kind of thing, when a lot of the people that were there had tables, so they got to all sort of calm down and recount the day and talk about other stuff. So really tons of fun right there. I'm not going to go into like tons and tons and tons of listing of people's names here. There's so many people that were at the event. If it comes up that I did a trade with them or bought something from them, I'm going to mention them obviously, but I'll show you a picture here of the Billbecue. You can get an idea. So without further ado, I will show you some footage as well, so you can get an idea of what it was like on the floor at the show. That's how amazing it was there, folks. If you get a chance to, I highly recommend going check out the Barrie Game Exchange. I know it's happening like twice a year now. It's really successful. I know a lot of the vendors were pretty happy from the ones I spoke to about everything that went down there, and the people there really had a good smile on their face. We were sort of hanging out by one of the tables. For a lot of it, sort of became like a meeting point for the Cartridge Club members, and that was Flock of Nerds and Party Play Gaming. They sort of did like a combined table sort of thing, and a lot of people were like gathering around there as sort of like a Cartridge Club hangout in the actual meeting place. So that was pretty cool right there. So the first thing I'm going to show you here from my pickups is something that I got from the Flock of Nerds table, and it's Sega Genesis game, NFL Football 94, and this was in like the bargain bin kind of thing with like a $2 sticker on it. And when I pulled it out of the box, he said, give me $1 for it or whatever. So I was fine with that. The reason why I picked this up, like I already have it in my collection. This one's actually, I think, in better shape than mine. But what I really wanted from this was the case for it. So for $1, I figured I'd pick up a Sega Genesis case. And that's for the next thing I'm going to show you here, which is actually the first thing that I picked up at the show. and that is the artwork for Sonic 3. Unfortunately, there's no manual in there, and it might not be easy to tell from taking a look at it, but this case has like a chip here, and there's like a crack down here and stuff like that. And you know, I paid a couple bucks for that one there. Actually, I think I paid $3 for that, but it was well worth it because you know, I'll be able to use the case from this one with the artwork from this one, and make something that looks a little bit nicer for my shelf kind of thing. And eventually I'll come across a manual, I'm sure, to complete that. That's not going to be a problem. But I did have the game loose already, so kind of mix and match sort of world. That's what I was doing here, right there. So that was pretty cool. The next one here I want to show you comes from a table that I'm not really sure what the name of the guy who ran it was, but he originally had a bunch of different stickers on things, and it was like all, you know, pink ones are this price and so on, and the yellow ones at his table were $10 each, I think, and that would have been a pretty decent, I'm surprised nobody picked this up for 10, would have been a pretty decent price for this game right here. But later on he sort of crossed that out on his little sign there, and then put $5 each. So for $5 I picked up Aztec Adventure on the Sega Master System. So that's pretty cool right there. I mean, for $5 to get a complete box and really good shape, Aztec Adventure, it's pretty fun. People want to call it like a Zelda clone. I don't think it really is. It seems more like an action kind of puzzle game to me. When I take a look at it, it sort of looks like Zelda when you're playing. I don't know if you can see the artwork. It's kind of hazy. It's not really great job they did there taking the screenshots, but it doesn't really seem like a Zelda game. It's a little bit different, but it sort of has that same sort of view that Zelda does, so people often say it's like that on the NES, but I don't really see the total connection there. Of course, I've never played it before, so it's gonna be cool to check this one out. That's right on, and like I said, I got that for $5. I thought that was a pretty good deal. And then moving on, this was the first game that I picked up at the swap, and I was running around because I was actually looking for this game. I really wanted it for my collection. It's not expensive by any stretch of the imagination, just prices locally or online have been really ridiculous for it. So I just sort of was holding out, hoping to find a deal at the swap, and I managed to find it, and that's Crystallis on the NES. So really cool. The vendor had $10 on it, which is really wicked because at other tables people had like 30 on it. You know, that's that own vendor's idea or whatever, and they'd probably be pretty close to right if you were to count in things like eBay shipping and whatever. The lowest one I could find recently was gonna come to about $35 Canadian to get it shipped to my house, sort of idea. So I thought this was a pretty good deal to get this for 10 from that vendor, when like at a previous table I saw it for 30, and online I saw it for way more. So this is something I really wanted for my collection. It was on my wish list that I have with my price, not my price app, but rather a collection app. I have this sitting there on my wish list. It's been there for a while, and now I have it in my collection. Now, this piggybacks off of the next part of this, which is the $25 challenge. So I'm going to show you all the stuff that I got for $25 here. This is for J-Rock, because he is the one judging this competition. I think I got pretty good chances here because I got some pretty sweet stuff for $25, and I got massive hookups, I think, from a lot of the Cartridge Club members that made this happen. So here you go, J-Rock. This one's for you, buddy. You can check all this out here, and I'll get started on it. So I was just talking about Crystallis. Right after I bought that game, I ran into the organizer, Chris, and he was, one of the organizers rather, Chris, and he was really busy, doing things for the show and whatnot, running around all over the place, making sure everybody's happy and whatnot. So I didn't really think I was going to get a chance to speak to him that much. We had previously spoken about this game, and he said he would hold on to it for me, and that's Crystallis on the NES. So I ended up picking up 2 copies of that. He gave me a really good price on that, and unfortunately for this video, I don't normally say what my friends kind of give me for deals on things, but he gave me this for $10, so I thought that was a really, really wicked deal right there. And then from another vendor, I picked this up for $5, and it's Hit the Ice. So it's not complete, but it's the box, and I have the box version of this already, but it's just a major upgrade for the one that I have already, so really sweet. And this one has like a really nice manual. The one I have is really beat up, and I got it at a flea market that was local to me, and they had it sitting out, and I sort of asked them what they wanted for the box that I have already, and it had the game and everything, and they said $10 just because it's a sports title, which is a little more valuable than $10, that's for sure on its own. But it was a really good deal just to get it and like to have the box and everything. But this is an upgrade for that box. Not that I'm a huge box collector, but since I had a ratty tatty kind of box, I figured I'd add that one in. So that's bringing me up to $15 right here. And the last part of it is something that I got again from the Flock of Nerds table. So I did most of my purchases there this time around, but what I got here were a few manuals for the GBA. So I got Mario Kart Super Circuit, which is cool because I didn't have that. Super Mario Advance, which I already had, but I do have loose copies of this game. I'm taking the Waterloo swap, so I'll bundle that in with those. And then Mario versus Donkey Kong. So that's pretty cool right there because I didn't have that one as well, so I'll add that into my manuals section. So really nice to pick up those ones. And then Persona 4 Arena on the PS3, and you know, it's like all complete and beautiful and everything like that. So really good right there. Then the last one here is South Park: The Stick of Truth, which I haven't played before. I do have it on the Xbox 360, but I had a loose disc I found in a console a while back, and I really wanted to play it, but I wanted to get it on the shelf as well, you know, complete, and I really prefer to play it on the PS3, so picked up this copy as well. And for all of that stuff right there, I paid $10. So I thought that was a pretty good, pretty decent haul right there to get, you know, Hit the Ice, copy of Crystallis, these two games, and those 3 manuals. So I think that leaves me some pretty good chances of doing quite well in this challenge. But that's everything I got for you this time around. Go check out the Barrie Game Exchange. I'm gonna put, you know, the usual links down below and everything like that. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I will see you all later.